that was sung with the Soweto. You know, I like the Soweto Gospel Choir. So good morning, everyone. We are starting this topic today, heart attack. I have done it before, but I want to do it again because a lot of people are dying, especially in Africa. A lot of people are dying and they said, is it a heart attack or is it a spiritual attack? We are confusing the two. When somebody suddenly dies, we say it's a spiritual attack. When we don't know even when we know what is wrong with somebody, we still target spiritual. We still make it look as if it's some abstract thing that has happened that we don't know what has happened. So today's topic is heart attack and is a #1 leading cause of death worldwide. Is the leading cause of death worldwide. Is the leading cause of death now in Africa. But many people are not still aware. Many people are still thinking spiritual because the churches and the religion unfortunately has boxed everybody and not allowing us to use our brains anymore. Even boxed the medical institutions in Africa that they can't even think wider. Yes, some people are doing work around it. People are doing investigation and awareness around it. But we still have a lot of work to do. That's why please tag somebody because this talk is going to help somebody out there today. I know it. I believe it. Because all we need is awareness. All we need is speaking the truth and telling somebody the truth. And this will really, really bring out somebody from death, from untimely death, because that's what the Bible says, that my people are perishing for lack of knowledge. My people are perishing for lack of information. My people are perishing for there's no one to tell them. Yes, we are all living here, moving with our life and doing stuff for ourselves, but we need to bring out the information out there for people to know. And then you decide, okay, I don't want to do it that way. What they told me, I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to do it this way. So please tag somebody, invite somebody. Let's talk about heart attack. What is it? Is it a spiritual attack? When you hear somebody died in a hotel room, we all laugh. Oh, she was on top of a woman, she died. When we hear a woman, after suffering all the years with her children, and the moment she's supposed to be sitting down and enjoying the fruit of her labor, she collapses and dies. What is that? Is that a spiritual attack? When we hear that a man, the man just died, he was in his car and he just died, is that a spiritual attack or is that something else? Is that a medical explained death? We need to face this reality. In Africa, we are importing the Western life. We used to say heart attack is a disease of the Western world. It's not a disease of African people, underdeveloped people. It is now the leading cause of death in low and middle income countries like Nigeria, like Ghana. It is now a leading cause of death. Heart attack. It is now a leading cause of death. You know why? Because our lifestyles have changed. We have become busy. We have imbibed things that we were not supposed to do. So our lifestyle have changed. We are now doing the things. We have fast food joints everywhere. We are eating pizza and we display it on Facebook and we think that we are enjoying life. But these are things that are killing us. We are making, we think when we go out, we drink, we eat the shewu, we are displaying these things, alcohol, and we think we are enjoying life. But these things are killing us. And when somebody suddenly dies, we say, oh, it's a spiritual attack. We don't look inwards to see why the person died. We don't look inwards to know why did the person die. This is the reason for this talk. And I really appreciate if you can call people to come and listen. Heart attack is another name is called myocardial infarction. Another name is called acute coronary syndrome. These are 3 names, but I'll stick with heart attack so that people will understand. Heart attack is a leading cause of death worldwide. Worldwide, 42% of all deaths are caused by cardiovascular disease, which heart attack is one of them. 7.4 million people die globally from this problem, this same problem. 7.4 million people. Most of the death we have happening in Africa is because of heart attack. Most of the time people are dying suddenly is because they've had a heart attack. But we put it as a spiritual attack. Heart attack, what is it? what is a heart attack? So now we are living, we are moving, we live, we're eating, we eat all sorts. The blood vessels that supply blood to our heart also needs to be healthy. But unfortunately, these blood vessels are not healthy because of the things we've put in our body, because of the risk factors I'm going to be mentioning in a minute. So these blood vessels are not healthy. They become diseased. They become narrow. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. They begin to line up fat. They begin to line up plaques on the blood vessels. And when they begin to line plaques on the blood vessels become narrow. And when the blood vessels become narrow, what happens is sometimes that narrowing, the plaque, the cholesterol, the atheroma is called a plaque, or an atheroma is the thick fat that has lined the inside of the blood vessel. What happens to it is it can block off or chip off and block the blood vessel. When it blocks the blood vessel, that part of the heart that blood used to supply is dead, is gone, and the person has what we call a heart attack. It's simple. So this is a blood vessel that supplies the heart. You can see the begin to feel the fat begins to clot on the blood vessel. For over time, I'll tell you why and the risk factors we have. Begins to clot that blood vessels. We don't know. We are living normally. And what happens at the end of the day, it clots off. And it builds up, and covers the whole blood vessel. Blood vessels is like a pipe. Blood vessel is like a pipe. And that pipe begins to line with all sort of things, begins to be damaged, begins to line up with all sort of things. And one day, it just clogs off. And when it clogs off, the area of the heart that blood vessel is supposed to supply dies. And when it dies, things begin to happen. Somebody can suddenly die because the heart is not functioning. And if you don't have your blood vessel, your blood supply to the heart, that then supplies blood to the brain, you are going to die. So if it is a major blood artery that is clogged off, if it is a major blood vessel that is clogged off, the person will lack blood that is supplying the heart, that will do the job to supply blood to the rest of the body. This is simple what a heart attack is. We clog all sort of things and we make the blood vessel over time to become diseased, clogged with atheroma, clogged with plaques. These plaques are lined up of fat, lined up of cholesterol, lined up of wrong lifestyle, lined up of background illnesses, of hypertension, diabetes. These are things that blocked up the blood vessels. And at the end of the day, when it's completely blocked off, or the plaque ruptures off and forms a clot, it stops blood supply to the heart. When it stops the blood supply to the heart, that part of the heart dies off. That part of the heart dies off, and the person is said to have a heart attack. That is simple. What happens? So the blood supply to that heart is gone. So the person can clutch his heart, because the symptoms of heart attack is the person will have chest pain. The person will have shortness of breath, is not able to breathe properly. The person will have weakness, feel dizzy, vomiting. So these things begin to happen, and it is said that 1 in 3 people with heart attack do have the symptoms few days before. So they start to feel very weak in themselves. They start to feel very, very short of breath. They start to feel something is not right, fatigue. Please, if you have those symptoms, you need to check out. This is not myself. The next 2-3 days, something dangerous can happen, and this is a heart attack, because that blood vessel is struggling to keep itself open to supply your heart with blood so that your heart can work. But when it's completely blocked off, that heart dies. The heart that dies cannot work. It cannot pump blood to your brain, cannot pump blood to different parts of your body. So you are at risk of dying suddenly. That is simple enough for everyone to understand. What are the risk factors? Smoking. If you're a smoker, think about it. You are clogging your blood vessels. You are clogging your blood vessels with rubbish. And at one day, these things will collapse. It will die off, and your blood will completely go off, cut off from the heart, and you have a heart attack. people with high blood pressure, people with diabetes, people that are overweight, people that are obese. You have a lot of high cholesterol. When last did you check your cholesterol level? People that are having unhealthy diets. You are eating pizza and showing it on Facebook, fine and good. You're eating pizza and showing it on Facebook, fine and good. But do you know what these things are doing to your blood vessels? They are lining it with dangerous fats, dangerous atheroma, dangerous plagues that one day can cut off your blood supply to the heart and you have a heart attack, and that's it. If you have a heart attack in Nigeria, they say 50% do not get to the hospital, so that means they die. And the 50% left that goes to the hospital, 50% out of that don't survive because the hospitals don't know what to do. They don't have a lab. A cath lab is a lab that goes in interventional cardiology. They go in to go and suck off that blood clot, or they go in and dissolve it in form of thrombolysis. They dissolve that blood clot and keep you alive. But how many hospitals in Africa have it? The center I know is in Lagos. There is a center in Ibadan, and that's it. How do you think that somebody will move you from the south to Lagos within 1 hour, within 90 minutes to have this done? It's not possible. So you are going to die. You are going to die. I think that we should know about these things and begin to take charge of it. Diabetes, drugs, you're on cocaine, you're taking cocaine. Cocaine causes your blood vessels to go into spasms, and that can kill you. Young children, young youth, you're listening to me, you are on cocaine. You take these drugs maybe out of youthful exuberance, youthful pressure, peer pressure. These things can cause coronary spasm, and I've seen it a lot of time. By the grace of God, I've worked in a cardiology department for 6 months. I've worked in where they do they take the clot, they open up and go into the vessel to take the clot. I've seen people die, I've seen people live, I've seen people suffer, I've seen people come alive again. I've seen it all. There is cure. It's not a spiritual attack. So when people are smoking, you have to remember what you're doing to yourself, that you are killing yourself. When somebody is eating all those pizza, you're going to fast food joint. It's all over Abuja now, Lagos, Ghana, everywhere we have fast food joints now. It's all over the place. Remember that these things cause cholesterol level to go up. When last did you check your cholesterol level? When last did you check your lipid profile? There is something called lipid profile. It is done in all hospitals. When last did you check it? Because these are the risk factors that you can control. Number 1, smoking. Number 2, your lifestyle. Number 3, diabetes. You need to control it. Be on top of it. Not pray over it, but control it with medication. If you're hypertensive, don't always wait for your blood pressure to be too much high before you go and take drug. Then you take drug 1 day, 2 days, and then you leave it. I want to pray, I want to fast. Be on top of your medication while you are telling God, this is my problem, I need a solution. If God wants to heal you, He will heal you. I've said this so many times. Because the more you leave this thing to affect your blood vessels, you are going to die. Yes, you're going to die. Yes, you're going to, because there is no, these things are real, and we call it spiritual attack. No, they are not spiritual attack. It is what we've brought on ourselves. There are some risk factors that we cannot control. I know that. And this is age. So if your age is like maybe you're above 40, you should begin to take charge of your health. If you're above 40, you are no more a teenager. You should begin to take care of yourself. Know what you put in your mouth. Know what you eat. You don't eat amala at 12 midnight. You don't eat a wedu at 12 midnight. You don't eat roboto, all those roundabout. At 12, you are clogging your blood vessels with rubbish. You're killing yourself. You don't just go and just be eating anyhow. When you are growing older, you should become wiser. Take care of your health. Eat healthy. So age is a factor we cannot control. You and I cannot control it. Age. We all get old. We all are getting older. Like today is my birthday. It's +1 to me. I'm getting older. We all getting older. So we should begin to know what we put in our system. So age we cannot control, but we can control what we put in our body. Risk factors are higher in men than women, but most women die with silent heart attacks without any symptoms. They just drop dead. I heard of a story of a woman who in her kitchen, she was making food for her children, and she just held her chest, and that is it. She died. But took her to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. She just died. And people were saying this type of spiritual attack is because her children are growing. They've all grown up. When she was suffering, they didn't know. Yes, she's been suffering. She's been working hard. She's been eating rubbish. Nobody checked her cholesterol. These are things that we should work on. These are things that we should work on. So number 2, family history. There is a family we hear in Nigeria. They say that family, people die young. Every time somebody is dying, what is going on in that family? They have a cause. It's a generational cause. They have a heart problem that nobody has looked into. They have a heart problem that nobody has looked into. I know a family who all their uncles, grandparents, they always have a heart attack. They always have a heart attack at the age of 35, maybe 36. So these people are aware. They begin to work on it. They begin to do exercise. They begin to keep fit. They begin to do checkup to make sure that they don't suffer the same way that my uncle suffered or my father suffered. They don't pray and cast and fast and kill themselves, but they take charge. They take responsibility. And that is what we can do. Take responsibility of our health. Preeclampsia, when you're pregnant, you have high blood pressure. You cannot control that. These are things that we cannot control. So what can we control if there is no hope? If there is no hospital in Nigeria? There are very, very few hospitals in Africa that can take care of somebody who has a heart attack. So equally, I'm saying, if you have a heart attack in Africa, you are going to die. 60% of you are going to die. If I have a heart attack back in my village, I'm going to die because nobody will know what is wrong with me. People are going to pray. People are going to pour me Goya oil. People are going to speak in tongues. But my heart needs blood and it's not there. So my heart is dying, which means I'm going to die, period. So even if we like, we cast, we pray, we bind, we shout, we scream, this person's heart needs blood. And if there is no blood there, he's going to die. It's simple. So what can we do as individuals? What can we do as a people? Because today I don't want to take your time. Number 1, you have to check your cholesterol level. Tell your family members. Tell that your uncle. Tell that your auntie. When last did you check your lipid levels? If it is high, do you know some people in Africa, their lipid levels are over 9? 9! That is dangerous. You can have a stroke. You can have a heart attack. These are dangerous levels. And a lot of us are going around with this dangerous level. And then we say it is spiritual. It's a spiritual attack. Oh, you see how they held his heart because something hit him and he died. It is a heart attack. It's not a spiritual attack. When last did any of us here, we are many here on this platform, when last did we check a cholesterol level? When last did you check your lipid level? Do you know what is your lipid level? Do you know if the dangerous fat in your body is high? If it is high, have they offered you medication and you threw it away because you want to pray? These are things you can take charge of. And today I'm saying that is number 1. Are you a smoker? Have you started thinking about stopping smoking? Because when you stop smoking, you reduce your chances of having a heart attack significantly. When you stop smoking, you reduce your chances of having a heart attack significantly. When last did you say to yourself, I need to start doing some exercise? Do you move? Or after eating all this amala ewedu, roboto roundabout, pizza, or I had a big pizza today. Do you move your body? Do you move? Do you walk? I'm not talking of excessive exercises. I'm talking about moving to remove those excesses. Do you move or you drive to work? You have a driver who opens the gate for you. You have a house girl who does all your house chore. You come home, you sit on your sofa, you watch TV, you stand up, somebody opens gate, you go out, you're killing yourself. You think you're enjoying your life. No. You're killing yourself because you're not doing anything to help yourself. Lifestyle. We need to change the lifestyle. In Africa, we eat a lot of fat. We eat a lot of, all our food is filled with fat. All our food, we just pour fat. We put it everywhere. Everything we eat is filled with fat. This is a major problem. High blood pressure in Nigeria. Now, 1 in 2 people, not 1 in 3, 1 in 2 people have a high blood pressure. 1 in 2 people have a high blood pressure right now as we speak. Not 1 in 3, not 1 in 4. 1 in every 2 people. Now, you need to control that blood pressure because you will have a heart attack and you will die. It's simple. That didn't mean that God didn't love you. That didn't mean that God hates you or God hates Africa. It just means that we've made things that are not supposed to be important to become important to us. Some people think that when they go out and smoke and eat, oh, they are enjoying themselves. So when next you take this message out of here, remember to tell somebody, when last did you check your cholesterol, your lipid? When last did you check your health? When last did you check your blood pressure? When last did you move? When last did you exercise? When last did you take a walk? When last did you exercise? When last have you looked at what you eat? Especially if you're getting old. Must you be eating what other children are eating? Sometimes my children in this house, they buy pizza there. I just look at it and I pass because I say, me, I have to pass. I'm getting old. I need to know what I'm putting in my mouth. And so should you do it. They are eating ice cream, you're eating ice cream, you're following them to eat ice cream and smiling. My sister, you're killing yourself, my brother. You're killing yourself. You have to be healthy. Take charge of that health. You have to take charge of that health. You have to take charge of that health. Make sure that you're moving it. Make sure you're moving that body. Make sure that you're moving that body. Inactivity is one of the killers. Africa has a high rate of heart attack now. And we are eating all the junks. They are selling it to us. They are opening up fast food joints. And we are happy and rejoicing. Everything bad comes to us and we are rejoicing. Everything bad comes to us and we are happy. We go and we take the pictures and put on Facebook. My dear, check yourself again. That is the message for today. Heart attack is a leading cause of death. Heart attack can be prevented if you take charge of your health. If you have got high blood pressure, control it. If you have your lifestyle, you know is poor, control it. If you're eating all sort of rubbish, all those fast food joints, you know, when I go and stand and look at the pictures on that screen, for me it's just screaming heart attack, stroke, heart attack, stroke. All the pictures, let it scream like that for you so that you don't even buy it. When you see all those burgers, big burger with lots of rubbish inside, mix, you see it on those pictures, let it be screaming to you, heart attack, heart attack, heart attack, heart attack, so you can drive past it. When you see all those pizza, big ones, you see all those McDonald's, KFC, all those things, they mix cheese, and let it be screaming to your ear, heart attack, heart attack, heart attack. You drive your car and pass it. You jump and pass. Because it is your health. It's got nothing to do with God. God is protecting us. God is keeping us. But we are supposed to take charge. That's what Genesis 1:28 says. He created us to dominate the earth, to take charge. He didn't say, I will take charge for you. He wants you to take charge of yourself, to take charge of the earth. It's simple. It's simple. Take charge of what you put in your mouth. Take charge of what you eat. Take charge of what you are allowing yourself to do. Take charge of what you're smoking. Take charge of what you're drinking. Take charge of what you are eating. It's simple. That's the message for today. Somebody can ask me, but doctor, what are the symptoms? Chest pain. If you're moving, maybe you go up the stairs, you have a chest pain. When you stop walking and the pain goes, be very, very weary. That pain is coming from your heart. When you're going up the hill, you have a chest pain. When you stop moving, that pain goes away. That is angina. So the heart muscles, the heart blood vessels is beginning to give you warning that I'm narrowed. So when you stress me, I block off. When you relaxes, I am well. It's giving you signal. And that signal is very, very important. It's going to save your life. That signal that when I relax, I am well. When I move up, I exert myself. When I go out there, it's going to be chest pain. But when I relax, I feel well. That is a major, major sign that I'm having coronary disease. There's something wrong with my heart. Number 2, Shortness of breath. When you walk a little bit, you're short of breath. You can't move. That is a major sign. When you relax it goes away. There is some problem with your blood vessels in the heart. There is some problem. Some people go sweaty, clammy. They have chest pain. I've seen a lot of cases that come to me. I work in accident and emergency. They say, doctor, it's like indigestion. The pain is just like indigestion. Every night I have it. When you do an ECG, which is a heart tracing, you begin to see signs. Sometimes I don't even do an ECG. I suspect it and we do blood tests. This person has had a heart attack. The good thing here is there are lots of facilities to treat them. But back home, there is nothing. That's why I'm creating this awareness. All of us should create this awareness that heart attack is killing. Heart attack can be controlled. Heart attack is something that if I have it, there is no way for me. In Africa, it's a very few centers that can intervene. It's a very few center that can intervene and treat me. So I have to take charge of my health. I have to be there for myself. I have to be on top of things. 2/3 do not have symptoms. Some people just collapses and die. The only symptoms you have is a cardiac arrest. Your heart stops pumping. There is two different things here. Heart attack is different from your heart stopping. Heart attack is different from cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is when your heart stops pumping. Heart attack is when the blood vessels that supply your heart, there's a plaque, there's a teratoma that blocks or forms a clot that stops your blood flowing to your heart. There are two different things. Heart attack is when the blood completely stops flowing. The blood vessels are blocked off. They do not function anymore. So they stop flowing. There is no blood supply to your heart. So it does what? It stops working. And at that point, your heart is not working anymore. When your heart is not working anymore, it cannot pump blood around your body. So you can die from it. That is heart attack. The other one is cardiac arrest, which your heart stops pumping. You are already dead. You're clinically dead. They can always resuscitate you and bring you back. That one is cardiac arrest. Your heart has stopped working. The other one is heart attack. Your heart has, the blood vessels to your heart is not working anymore. That is a picture of a heart attack. So there is a clot in the blood vessel. There's a clot in the blood vessel that supplies this part of your heart, and it dies off. When it dies off, it can start off, the whole system begins to die. The whole of the heart muscles die. When it dies off, you're dangerously in a very dangerous situation because nobody can help you. What happens is here, they go in and remove the clot. They put a stent and open up and allow blood to flow through and you're well. That is what they do here. But back home, you can understand with me that we don't have such facilities. It is very few places that have it. So we need to take care of our health. We need to be healthy for one another, for ourselves and for our family. We have to be healthy for ourselves and for our family, because when that blood vessels clogs off, it's dangerous. So the message today I'm going to end is smoking is dangerous. High blood pressure, diabetes, they are all risk factors we can control. Lifestyle, all those fast food joint, pizza, hunt, all those places. Remember what you put into your system. For what you put in is what you get. Your heart blood vessels are lining up fats. Over time, they're going to clog off. You're going to have a heart attack. You may say, why did it happen to me? Why me? It's you, because it's you. We have to be responsible. So thank you so much. That is heart attack. It is not a spiritual attack. A lot of people are dying every week. Believe you me. Every week, somebody is dropping dead. Every week, somebody is dying. You collect Goya oil. Thank you, Madubuko. And you drink it all. Drink Goya oil. You have oil in your house. You're drinking it because they say it's anointing oil. You're drinking it morning, afternoon, and night. Oil. You're drinking it. You're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. You are eating rubbish. By 12 midnight, some people are still eating amala. Eating ewedu, eating stew. We have to take charge of our health. We have to be healthy. That is heart attack for you. And thank you so much for joining. Remember, it's killing people. is killing people. People are just dying. They have a heart attack, cardiac arrest, and that's it. Nobody can save them. Here we do everything we can to save them. I am opportune to work here, but what about my brothers back home? What about my sisters back home? So I'm just going to read some comments and we end. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for celebrating with me. It's my birthday today. I am happy to do this. I cannot stop doing this because it's priority. My birthday is just my birthday, like any other day will come and go. But the health gospel is something we will always speak out. We will always create this awareness to save somebody. If you have a husband, if you have a wife, if you have a mother, please, after today, check your cholesterol, change your lifestyle, exercise more, eat healthy. Salad is good. I am struggling to eat them, but I'm beginning to eat them because I'm getting old. Good food is good, but let it be not every time you're wallowing in all those rubbish food. You're killing yourself. You're at risk of heart attack. You're at risk of stroke. So eat healthy, stay healthy, be healthy, and fulfill purpose, that which God created you to do. You need your healthy body to